Hey guys, Katie Taylor here with scrappinkaty.com, where I show you how to preserve your family's memories through the art of scrapbooking. Today's video will be a little bit different as I am showing you how to make a card.
For today's card or today's video, I am going to be making a card using the October stamp of the month. So if you are new here, I don't really show cards a whole lot on this channel. I usually do scrapbook pages. But one of the programs that Close to My Heart has is the Stamp of the Month. Exclusive to that month. You cannot get it outside of that month if you are a customer. And we have the VIP program where you can get the stamp set free with a $50 qualifying purchase. Or if for some reason you don't want to become a VIP, you can purchase this for only $5 with a $50 purchase. Or you can just purchase it outright. So this is the one for October. It's called Blessings of the First Noel. One reason I really love this one is, number one, it's all sentiments, and I just love the typography on it. So you have several sentiments. There are two that kind of have to do with Christmas. These two right here, and I'll leave this stamp set linked down below. And then you have one that is kind of thankful, so in November, and then you have one that has to do with the new year. So you will be purchasing the stamp set or earning it free if you're a VIP, but this stamp set really can last you for months to come, either on your card making or layouts or stuff like that. I personally am going to try to use this one around Christmas, because you know, all of our Christmas morning photos, especially here at the house before family starts arriving, you know, I'm looking rough. My hair is up, I have my glasses on, I don't really wear a whole lot of makeup, but I definitely don't have mascara, lipstick, all the things that kind of make me look all doozied up, I guess you'd say. I don't have those things on Christmas morning, so I look exhausted. And then there is always a nap for me sometime on Christmas Day. So I am excited to use that on a layout, so stick around and you'll be able to see that. I am going to, for this card, I'm going to pair it with our new Holly embossing folder and stencil. I am going to only be using the embossing folder on this one, but the addition of these layered stencils on this embossing folder are just gorgeous. So again, make sure that you are clicking those links down in the follow me section in the description, so you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook and you can see these. I'm not really sure if I'll do a video or a YouTube video of them, but I'll definitely have reels and Instagram post and Facebook post. So let me grab our pieces of paper and then we can get started. I'm going to bring out my cutter. While I usually cut off camera, I really wanted to show this part to you. I have two pieces of cardstock. I have our Scarlet and then our Pine. The Scarlet is cut to standard size card, so an A2, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then this Pine is cut slightly smaller, so at 4 inches by 5 1/4. I'll leave these measurements down below in case you want to recreate this card. But I am basically going to use this as a mat, this as a base, but this is the color that I'm going to be using that embossing folder on. So I don't want to create a whole lot of bulk on my card, so I'm actually going to hollow this out. So I am going to cut at 3/8. So if you have a cutter that has measurements on the left and the right of the blade, then you'll just line up your edge to 3/8 and you will line up your blade at 3/8. Again, this is only going to work on one where you can set your blade at certain spots. And you are going to go up to 5 1/8. And so what that did was that created a 3/8 inch border right here. And then I will turn it 90 degrees. Again, line my left edge up to 3/8. Start my blade at 3/8 and then cut up to that line that I already cut. And then I will turn it 90 degrees, 3/8, start at 3/8 and cut up, and then I'm just going to finish this last edge. So you can see there, this pops out, and this is what I'm going to emboss. This piece is actually going to hide the fact that there is a hole in that. And so I am going to go emboss this off camera using my die cut and embossing machine. So I have embossed that, and now I just want to take my Scarlet ink pad and just run across the top of these just to kind of create a tone on tone. You could use a brush, but I don't want anything getting down into the valleys, I guess you would say. So that's why I'm just using my ink pad. And then you want to make sure that you're on a work surface that could be cleaned up easily. So I'm using my glass board, and that is going to allow me to just wipe it clean here in a second. Okay, so we have that. Let me get this wiped down. While that is drying, I am going to stamp my sentiment piece. So I've already used this stamp set quite a bit, or this image that I'm about to use, but I'm going to go ahead just for good measure and put my piece of cardstock on top of the little foam insert that comes with every stamp set. And I'm just using regular black ink, since we will not be using any sort of alcohol marker or water or splatters or anything. Just regular black ink will work. And I may end up trimming this just a little bit, but for right now I'm just going to center it. Clean, crisp image. I think I want to see just a little bit more of this, so I'm going to trim the edges down just a little bit. I'll leave the finished trim size to this in my measurements down below. So it's a little more than 2, so probably 2 1/8. 2 1/16, it looks like. Yes, much better. It allows us to see more of that embossed look. I am going to ink distress some of these pieces, but it's going to be a whole lot easier to do that once I actually have the pieces glued together. So I've brought out my base, and then I am going to glue this one down on the base first. And it is wide enough to use tape adhesive, so that's what I'm going to be using. Okay, so we have that glued down, and then I'm going to just use a mini ink blending tool. Any sponge tool will work. I think a sponge is going to give you a softer look. There's also a direct to paper method where you just turn your ink pad over onto your cardstock. But that's going to kind of be a little bit too harsh for what I'm going for. So I've got that done. And I'm going to do the same with all of the pieces. And then I'm actually going to use pine for this piece of cardstock.
I am going to add a label to my mini blending tool for this brand new pine ink. And while I am doing that, I thought it would be a great time to remind you that I have several shopping links down below, not only to the Close to My Heart products that I use, but also products that I have fallen in love with, and I know you will too. And this label maker is actually linked down below as well.
Okay, so now we can get this glued down. And again, this is going flush with the card. Probably going to do some sort of 3D foam tape to both that embossed piece and the sentiment piece. So this is cut in a manner that you should have the same border or mat all the way around the edge. But we all know how that goes, so as long as I can get it as close as possible. And then I want to add some ribbon to this card, so I'm actually pulling from my stash. And I have already applied 3D foam tape to the back of this embossed piece, but I left a gap so I can adhere this ribbon. I also think I want my ribbon toward the bottom portion, So that's the way it's going to be glued down. So I'm going to go ahead and take the backing off of this tape. And this is the 3M roll that I get. It's huge, huge. And I like to use this, number one, when I'm running low on close to my heart 3D foam, and if I'm going to use a lot. And then again, I just really want to press down to make sure that that 3D foam really gets adhered to that embossed part. Okay, so we are good to go on that. Again, I'm going to add some more glue dots, and then we can adhere this. And now I did use Close to My Heart's thin 3D foam tape on this because this is a card, more than likely I'm going to mail it, so I don't want to add a whole lot of bulk. So I'm going to center this top and bottom, but keep it more over to the left. Again, really pressing down. I don't know if you can hear that crackling, but that's that 3D foam getting all into those little areas. And then have this other piece adhered. And then I'm actually going to tie my bow off camera, not off camera, but separate, and then adhere it down with a glue dot. I find that I have more control over my bows this way. Get my micro tip scissors that are meant only for ribbon, hence the ribbon tied around the edge. So I actually am going to use the big glue dots for this and kind of just roll it up onto the back. And that way it will really stick. And then let's take some of these little gold glitter gems and let's put them on the card. So let's put a large one right there, and then I usually like to do a small one close by. Let's do that, and then I like to have another small one. Again, remember that the stamp of the month can be yours free if you are a VIP. If you are not a VIP yet, I will leave a link down below so you can go check it out. It's a great, great program with tons of rewards. And then if you liked what you saw, please leave a comment. Go ahead and push that like button, and then shop the links below. If you aren't in a position to shop the links below, I do have super thanks. And it just lets me know that you are appreciating the inspiration. And while you are not able to order from any of my links at this time, you just want to give a small monetary gift. And I mean small, like I get $2, $1, but it just makes me so happy to see those come through. Again, thank you so much for stopping by and watching. This stamp of the month is good all month of October, but at the end of October it will be gone. So make sure you grab it before October 31st at midnight. And I will see you guys pretty soon with a layout process video.